Hi, my name is Jeremy Schulman. On Twitter, I go by Network Automaniac. And today I'm going to do a short demo of a project that I've been working on whose goal really is to answer this question. How do we know if a network is operating as designed? And so this is going to be maybe a bit different approach than what we've been seeing in the industry or some tools, or it might feel like this is a bit of the same, but hopefully you'll get a sense of what I'm trying to do here. I'm using this term network automation by design. And what I mean here is that it's a concept where a user can declaratively represent the expected state of a network. And we refer to that as a design versus trying to describe the configured state. And that might seem to be kind of a bit of a nuance, but hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate what I mean by that. But from this design, if we represent the design as the expected state of the network, then from that design, the main goal here is to automatically generate a collection of checks. The software does this, for the user, so that then the user can validate the correctness of the actual state of the network versus the expected state. So, for example, if I expect that an interface is connected to another interface in the design, and we can validate that using LLDP, for example, that's what I mean by validating the actual state against the expected state. Now, we can validate the actual and expected state of configuration, like are these VLANs configured or are these IP addresses configured as well, but there are some things that can't be represented in a configuration that you want to operationally check. But if you start from this point of view of describing your expected state as an operational state, then from that same design, we could then automatically generate network configurations. We don't have to. I mean, if you have some other tool or some other approach for doing configurations, whether it's artisanally handcrafting them, or using spreadsheets or using Ansible or whatever the case may be, you can continue, using that approach if you want, or you could, try to use a design to generate those configs. That same design could then be used to generate what some folks call business-ready documents. So we can, generate reports and diagrams and other things like that. So I've been working on some software that I like to call NetCadCam, and the use cases here are use cases that I believe we all have in the real world. Maybe we want to onboard some existing networks, to become a bit under automation, network automation, without trying to do everything at once. We don't want to try to necessarily represent the entire operational state of everything that's going on our network, but we want to kind of chip away at it. So how can we do that a bit at a time? There's some other use cases here that are really, focused at what folks would call brownfield environments. That's the world that I live in, and occasionally we have greenfield projects. But I'm trying to have software that addresses the use cases that we have. I think in the real world, many of us share. So what is this software that I keep talking about? What is NetCadCam? It's a Python toolkit, and really what that means is to use it, you have to be a Python developer. And in the state that it's currently in, you have to be, kind of at the intermediate level. So it's not really, meant to be used as a drag and drop tool or, like set up a bunch of, YAML files. It's really meant to be used as a Python toolkit, much the same way that people might be using Nornir or NetMiko or other Python libraries to build their own tools. This is kind of in that same vein. It's meant to be a general purpose toolkit, but it does provide two CLI tools: NetCAD for working with the design elements, and then NetCam, which is used for actually touching the network and the device. And the goals of the project are to syndicate design artifacts with other systems like Netbox, and then to be extensible so that people can kind of build their own design widgets or build their own plugins, a very frameworky kind of approach. So that's kind of a really quick introduction as to what I'm trying to do here. And now I'm going to jump right into the demo.